your lighter. My little niggas put it up a little higher. Too much stress, I'ma need some fire. No knows if they will soon expire.
The Art of War, a lot of fans always wondered why the other guys have face paint, but your face does not have face paint on the album cover. Was that just by accident?
I thought it was stupid. That's why I didn't want to do that shit. I thought it was dumb. I'm like, that ain't how I want to be presented for this record. Because, see, we had the Tupac thing, and they were going more theme-orientated with it. And I still wanted that rough, raw, rugged edge. I still wanted that street edge with that record. And plus, I was into my Versace shit, too, back then. Like, I was dressing real nice. I had my button downs and my gaiters and all that other shit. And they were trying to go with a different theme. I was trying to go more of a theme of, like, success. And they wanted to go rugged and raw. But that video that they did, If I Could Teach the World, insane. Yeah. Insane video. Now, when I look back on it, it's sort of like how Eddie Murphy looks back on Roger Rabbit. Wish I did that one. Because I had to sue everybody for my solo rights. It was like, look, I signed the contract when I was 16 years old, first and foremost. You know, I just want to do my solo thing, you know, as well as do my group thing. It's all water under the bridge at this point, but it was some real fucked up shit going on. So, goes back to the story when I told you about, like, if a pastor does something wrong to you, who do you tell? Right. You know what I'm saying? Catch-22. Like, yeah, so let me just go ahead and tuck my lip and go get some money. The gift is it.
Well, the title, what's the meaning behind the gift?
I felt like I was giving a gift to the industry. I was doing live band stuff. I was doing all singing choruses. And I really put an effort behind it musically. It was something that it was just a buzz. I had the Booyah Tribe playing all the live instruments. It was just a real buzz that I had with that record. I love that record. It's one of my best records. I put out some pretty good records. I really, really did. Now that I look back on them, I never get the opportunity because it's always for someone else to judge. But I got some good stuff out there. I got some really, really good material out there.
In 98, I read that you had, at the time, even in 98, like at the time Heaven's movie came out, that you had 500 unreleased tracks at that time that you had planned on releasing them over the course of 20 years. Mm-hmm. Now we're in 2017. Have you actually released that entire battery of songs?
I don't know. How many solo records do I have? 20?
50.
I have 50 solo records. It's about 10 songs on each, so yeah, I think I met my goal. There's about 10 or 15 songs on this. I think I met my goal. I think I went a couple hundred extra.
The Eternal cover, there's like a map, and there's the written backward stuff, and then, is that a real decoding map? Because
Yeah, you gotta look at it in the mirror. That's when, see, Easy had passed away. And they still wanted to have that Ouija vibe. And that, along with the Art of War and the writing on the face, they were just trying to make it like spooky, but with a theme. Like, now I get it. Then I didn't. You know what I mean? Then I was more or less like, eh. Now I'm like, good fucking move. Because it gave an allure to my group and put an identity just behind the entertainment and the packaging aspect of business. It's like Coca-Cola in just a white can without that red, without that swirl in it, or something of that nature. You know, branding and stuff.
Inside the Mind of Bizzy.
Okay.
Was it an autobiography or a biography where you had like a writer interview you and told your story?
Was there an autobiography? Okay. The way that happened was, we were writing a book, and the book that we were writing, I had a specific goal for it. But the guy that I was writing the book with jumped the gun and went out and got it published too fast.
Then do you ever plan on doing another book?
Yeah, I think in due time. It will come out.
Has anybody ever approached you about doing narrations?
Doing narration, I would love to do that. Nobody has approached me, but a couple of people told me, like, it was like, man, you sure you and that Cat Williams, y'all sound so much alike. Y'all from da-da-da-da-da, et cetera, et cetera. I think so, too. I think that'll be real hot. I think that'll be good for the future. And I think the stuff that we're doing now is going to build and lead into that shit, because people are going to see, I'm just expanding. I'm giving my group enough room to rest right now, because I really just want my boys to heal up. You know, my boy Craig, he got that life-threatening disease to where it attacks the immune system and so on and so forth. And, you know, I just really want my boys in an ideal situation, you know? Like, just, I want to see them healthy. I want to see us all on the right track. You know, I don't want to see my boys all fucked up in the game, and I'm not going out on the road to get drunk and high and all that nonsense. We could do that later on, you know? That's just, it's too much on that road. It's just too much. And I like to see us off the road less and doing a lot more projects and being a lot more happier just in life. You know what I mean? I'm happy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the future, and I see that happening though. I see that happening, right? I see that happening. Voiceovers and shit, hell, I didn't even do a fucking cartoon. I'm a grown ass man. I do a cartoon, and I don't feel bad about it, goddammit.
I know that'd be dope.
I think so myself.
A vampire movie and a cartoon, that'd be
Please know this. I think it would be phenomenal. What this project with Clay, this song Misery, I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be bigger than what everybody thinks. Unless Clay gives up on it and doesn't want to take it any further. But as far as Clay wants to go with this, is as far as it's gonna go. This record is gonna go to an entirely another place.
As those is, Heather told me she remembers the day, your whole entire first of the month, or she remembers the day and what the hell you were talking about. And how you...
That's how we had to do this. Like, look, go see if my check there. Don't let Cheryl get my check, because you know Cheryl gonna cash my check. See, Cheryl, and my dad was in love with Cheryl.
Wait, so does it say, watch and make sure Michelle don't cash my check?
Make sure that no one snatches my check. I wasn't gonna put Cheryl on blast. She done changed her life around. She stopped doing what she's doing. But my dad was so goddamn okay. You know, years and years and years of putting together something good with my boy. It just felt, the whole record just felt good. The hardest track on there was Gravity for me. But I went in there and I freestyled it. And I think that's what was the problem. Because I kept trying to write it down and then say it. But when I went in there and I freestyled it, just came out fast, one after the other. One of my favorite records, man. I love that record.
Have you guys shot or planning to do a video for every album, every track on New Wave?
Every one of them. We got 5 of them already done. So we're gonna be getting right back up there and handling it and going overseas and doing some marketing and some promotion for it and trying to get it heard and stuff, because I just think it's just one of them ones. It's one of those records that need to be heard. I think that was just like the beginning of horrorcore.
Okay.
I think it was like, I think we helped start that phase of hardcore hip hop to the point to where, you know, you got people doing paint on their faces and all that other stuff. But it's like we started it with the stuff that we were doing. I just think we were innovative in that.
Right.
I think personally, you know, when you get a goddamn Ouija board and goddamn Toys R Us, you know, that kind of takes, that's about as pink and yellow as you get.
Right.
Pink, yellow, and baby blue. So I think that in our minds set a precedent. Like, okay, this must be legal to do. This must be something we can talk about. It's sold in Toys R Us. So it doesn't seem too, ooh,
Right.
you know?
Do you feel that you've gotten your props as a rapper, freestyler, because you have some of the best freestyles of all time?
I don't think that's gonna, let me tell you something. I don't think they're ever gonna look at Bone Thugs and Harmony individually, ever. It's always going to be the group. Whatever you do reflects on the group. My greatest freestyle is Crazy's greatest freestyle, as well as Lazy's, as well as Wish, as well as Flesh, and vice versa. The great things that they do reflects on me as well. And that's just the way the industry is. That's just the way that groups are. Michael Jackson is the exception to the rule. Busta Rhymes is an exception to the rule. Justin Timberlake is an exception to the rule.
Was just gonna say that.
Yeah. What if there was, some stuff in
Yeah, a lot of people go through a lot of stuff, man. And to know that somebody that they might look up to, or somebody that, is making it in the world and noticed by a lot of different people, have went through the same stuff, and make them a little more comfortable with their situation and get them out of a rut. There's been so many people that call me like, man, thank you for speaking up on it, man. I was having problems and this. Now that I know you can go through it, hell, I can get up and say Bizzy went through it too. Hell with what y'all think about me.
Can be conspiracies or theories to the warnings, try it. It's just the life and the survival, so we use the Bible.